Welcome to Sis Take Care. This is Alexandria Harris. I am your host of the Sis Take Care community and podcast, where care sits at the intersection of faith, hope, and love. I want to welcome you today, and I want you to know that this entire space is all about being able to recognize care, whether you are a caregiver or you are a person who's found yourself overworked and overstretched and burned out trying to care for others, that care is for you as well, and that God cares about you, and not just in some pie in the sky kind of universal way. No, God cares about you by name. I started this podcast, and the ideas of it are birthed out of grief. Can I just be honest with you? They come from significant loss. I experienced a loss of family, loss of friendship, and even experienced a pregnancy loss that left me medically disheveled. It was an extremely difficult time for myself and also my family, and it left my body in need of long-term healing and care. I have probably never in my life can I remember ever needing people as much as after that particular medical experience, because my healing that should have typically taken 6 weeks took like 6 months. And for some people, that is, maybe that doesn't mean anything to you, but that means a world to me, a lifetime of time that I sat in the bed and limited to work from home, limited on what kind of work I could do, limited in the ways I could contribute to my child or my husband, limited in the ways that I could even show up as a friend, not being able to engage and do things that I enjoyed, being in the house 80% of the time, being in a place where I was dependent on other people. And y'all, I have a wonderful husband. I've been married a long time, but I have never depended on another person or other people, including amazing friends, like I did in that particular season. And it really rocked my perspective of what is worthy of care and how we perceive it, what we think makes us worthwhile for others to take their time, money, energy, resources to care for us, and not just once or twice, but again and again. It opened my eyes to the ways in which God wants us to depend on Him. And I said, but those are not really lessons that I've learned in church, right? Self-care is not really a sermon topic. And I understand why. Self-care has lots of limitations, but there's also great opportunities that are in it. And the way that I grew up, when we're talking about faith and well-being or caring for oneself or love and even self-love, those types of things were kind of considered selfish and prideful, and a lot of other things that I think we're in a season now where some of those things are being dispelled as myths. But there are ways in which there's a whole generation of folks, especially my 40 and up friends, hey girl, hey, where we were not raised to know how to take care of ourselves other than like a basic hygiene type of thing, right? So when we talk about spiritual care and well-being, when we talk about emotional care and well-being, and, when we really get deeper and we talk about mental health and well-being, and if there's a place from a faith-based perspective to have those conversations, they were few and far in between. We talked about physical health and wellness. We're only talking about healing, right? The miraculousness and sustainability of God. But there's more room in the conversation around healing that wasn't always extended to emotional and mental health for me. And if I wanted support for any of the above types of health and well-being conversations, I had to go outward. It wasn't going to be in the church. It wasn't going to be from other Christians. It wasn't going to be from a pastor who, is wanting to really just talk about the matters of the spiritual heart. And while those are necessary conversations, you know, the salvific nature of our theology, right? We care about that. Jesus, yes, put him first. But how do we engage in those conversations when it comes to what do we do with the life that we have? And that's what this is about. I hope you'll join us for more conversations, and we'll be here to answer questions. So drop those in the chat. Peace.